Today we're going to be talking about something that bothers youths in Nigeria. Talking about entrepreneurship, the journey to entrepreneurship. Of course, focusing on youths in Nigeria and focusing on young ones. What are the things that young people face? What are the issues that young people face as they go on this journey of becoming entrepreneurs and business owners in this country? Like I mentioned before, entrepreneurship is a very important part of a thriving economy, or an economy that wants to thrive and grow really well. Today I have in the house someone very special that will take us on his own journey, so we'll learn a lot. We'll learn a lot today. Surely, guys, join me as I welcome the one and only Oshundeyi Tosin, the Chief Executive Officer of Happy Day Auto Care. He's an automobile engineer. You see how I give that intro. How are you feeling today, Tosin?
Fine, I'm fine. I'm feeling good.
Interesting. You look, automobile engineer. I would have, wanted to see maybe some oil on your body, like this,
being an automobile engineer doesn't mean you have to be dirty, all the time, At least it's also part of the routine to show at least you're neat, you know this job. So neatness is also it's an important factor.
Yeah, before we even jump into the discussion, we'd love you to, you're going to tell us your story and, of course, the hurdles that you jumped. But before we continue, we're going to listen to a short clip and just get more insights as regards entrepreneurship and the journey to entrepreneurship, right? We're going to learn a thing or two. Listen to this as, you get one thing, All right, we usually bring you insights like this so that you pick a thing or two as we move on in the program. The history of entrepreneurship education in Nigeria, according to ODIA 2011, started in the 1960s. In 2020, ease of doing business in Nigeria was 56.9 score. Ease of doing business in Nigeria increased from 48.4 score in 2016 to 56.9 score in 2020, growing at an average annual rate of 4.17%. We found that Nigeria's economy has continued to grow over the last decade, with the real GDP growth rate hovering around 7%. About 11.3 adult youths were into entrepreneurial activities in 2020. We hope that a level playing environment will be provided and more youths will be interested in entrepreneurship. You're welcome back. I'm sure that you gained one thing or two. Just talking about figures and details. All I can see from that is just, the fact that young people and young ones are now getting more interested in, entrepreneurial activities. They want to start their own business. They want to solve problems. They want to get out there and do these things. Tosin, can you tell us your regular day as a business owner, as a young entrepreneur? What is it like? Because some people might just think, it's just easy for you to, finish school or drop out of that job, resign and just start your own work. What's your daily activity like?
For me personally, entrepreneurship, it's, let me say, there's a lot of advantages attached to it, naturally. And at the same time, I would say it's not an easy task. You go through a lot sometimes. Sometimes you just need to you want to take a rest, but you don't have the choice. You have to do some things. You have to put some things into place. You have to make arrangements for some things. Like, for example, now, in the terms of, you need to know how to attend to your clients. You need to, in terms of strategies of achieving your goals and aims of your business, you understand? Those things don't come easy. Sometimes you even need to seek advice from people that have been into the businesses, even probably in the same line of business, so it hasn't been an easy journey for me. And along the journey, there have been some little advantages,
Great, interesting. Now I see that you're wearing a stethoscope. And this is, the last time I saw this was with a doctor.
With a doctor, right?
So does this make you a doctor of cars? Because do you use this to listen to the heartbeat of the car? Just tell us about your look right now, the stethoscope and the things you have with you.
This is called a mechanic stethoscope.
Okay, mechanic stethoscope.
Mechanic stethoscope. Yeah, you can feel it, you can touch it.
Okay, interesting.
That is just used for analyzing noises around the engine. So one of the major things I would like to say in terms of automobiles It has been underrated. Let me say, especially in this part of the country. Not generally, probably overseas, yeah, I think it's well
but
represented.
We have these problems. People have issues with their cars because not so many people in this part of the world buy new cars. So people have problems. So why is it such a, why have you been having like probably hiccups in that line of business?
The reasons why people have issues with their cars is negligence of maintenance.
Okay.
Personally, in automobile, I divided maintenance into 3 groups.
Okay.
I named one preventive maintenance.
Okay, please listen.
And I named one predictive maintenance. And I named the last one corrective maintenance.
Okay.
Now, the first one that I said...
wait. Yeah, this is about to be a lecture. This is about to be a lecture. So please grab your pen and your papers because you're about to learn things that would help you, lots of issues with your cars, and surely you will learn how to fix stuff when it happens. But let's finish up with some of the things you have right there.
Yeah, this is called a diagnostic scanner.
Okay, can we see it?
Okay.
Okay, a diagnostic scanner.
Yeah, there are different types. This is even a smaller ones. There are bigger ones, you understand. Okay. These are just used to communicate with the vehicle to relate the problem that which the vehicle has stored. So it makes repair easier, faster, and you don't have to gamble your repair. You just go straight to what is the problem. So
why don't people use this? Why don't I see this with mechanics when I go, roadside mechanic? Why don't I see this with
Number one reason I would like to say is the aspect of it has to be studied.
It has to be studied.
It has to be studied.
Like you have to know about it.
You have to know about it. You have to know how to interpret faults. You have to know how to read correctively. You have to know how to interpret also. Okay. Interpret in terms of, because sometimes it might show you the fault as codes. Okay. So you have to be the one to interpret it yourself. Okay. So it's a very technical tool that you have to just understand. So, and the understanding doesn't come easy. Okay. In fact, it's very stressful. Okay. You need to go through the procedures, the steps. It's divided into different systems. Like for a vehicle, now a vehicle is divided into different systems. We have electrical, we have the mechanical systems, and we have the electronic systems.
Professor.
We have the structural systems. Okay. Now, this only communicates with the electrical and the electronic systems.
Okay, so there's some things that
this won't tell you. Like, imagine a funny fault I was called to come and analyze. Okay. They said the AC was leaking. Okay. And this was a mechanical fault because the pipe has box is leaking.
Okay, so
yeah, this only tells me I'm having a low pressure. So it won't tell me, this is the line, this is the exact spot at which the pressure is leaking from. Okay. So sometimes you need both the, let me say, the analytical knowledge and the practical visual knowledge of it.
Interesting, wow. I hope that we have up to 2 hours for this show because it's going to be very interesting, and it's already interesting. Now, I want us to tell us about your journey. How did you get to this point? How did you decide that, I want to focus on cars alone? How did you think, or how did you conceive that idea and to say, I can make money doing this and I can sustain myself? I would love to hear your story. Please tell us, how did you get to this point?
It all started from after my secondary school. Okay. Yeah. After the senior WAEC, now the WAEC we all wrote. So then I've been at home, the issue of admission then, jam, breaking us down, this and that. Jamming us then. So my father was a mechanic, a local mechanic. Okay. So he was like, you can't just stay at home, man. You have to follow me to work and learn.
So you've had ideas before?
Yeah, yeah. So before I even went to school, I've had the ideas. So at the process of my father taking me to work there and that, and you know how mothers can be like, they can be so calm. My mother would be like, I'm on me like mechanic or this kind of thing, you understand? Okay. She was like, no, I don't want this. But my father was someone that he saw the potential as in me. Like, this guy is someone that likes anything practical. Almost my TV set. In fact, sometimes I keep my key. We just take my key. He wants to start my car. You understand? Okay. So he actually saw the lights first before me.
And then pushed you.
Yeah.
Wow.
He pushed it.
Start. So now you went to learn about automobile engineering.
Firstly, I learned locally.
So, you learned locally from your dad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you moved on to
Then I moved on to study mechanical engineering.
Okay, so did you go to like a technical school or university?
Yeah, I went to a technical school first. Okay. Then I went to a company where they practiced it.
Okay.
Then I learned it correctly.
Okay.
Then during all those process, I went back to school again to further. So that's why I was able to now divide my own curriculum. Okay. Now I have all these knowledges. What exactly did I want to do? Because it's a very wide environment. The field of automobile, it's a very wide environment.
Wow. I like the fact that you mentioned that you went to school. I'd love to draw attention to something important. There are some people who go to school, right? They go to your regular university, spend 4 years, and then they teach them engineering or something, some kind of engineering. And then they only know the paperwork. They can define, you know, they can read, they can write, they can speak the English, but they can't do the practical one that you do. Can you just educate us on the fact that should we encourage young people to go to technical schools other than going to universities and spend your 4 years and then you come out, all you can do is the English and you can't, you know, work on cars? What do you think about that?
My view on that would be, firstly, to have the knowledge. Because what actually helped me...
Cars first.
Before
you go to university.
Yeah. At least, even though not having the full knowledge, at least have the fundamental knowledge you understand that you need to know. Okay. Yes. Having the fundamental knowledge you need. Because what actually helped me in school was I studied mechanical engineering.
In the university?
In the university, in the Polytechnic, Yaba College of Technology. Okay. So, and what actually helped me was, at the beginning, when I first resumed, I wasn't a very serious student. Okay. But at a time, maybe after like a month or two, I realized that what I'm doing here, I can actually relate it to what I've actually learned in the field. Yes. So that actually glued me to my books.
Okay.
You understand?
So now you could see more reasons to study. Not like they're telling you something
just
about
go and
exhaust
study.
Pipe and you're probably listening.
Yeah, there was reasons to study, so there was the fun. So I don't have to be forced to read then. Okay. So I just loved it because it's something I've done. So sometimes when I see some of my seniors doing something that isn't correct, even though I wasn't a serious student, but that would force me. Like, no, this is wrong.
Did that play out when you're writing your exam, such that you can write something that you didn't read? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did that play out? So
it plays out in terms of probably I'm asked to divine something.
You define it from a practical angle?
Yeah, firstly, I divine it from what I've read, probably what the lecturer has wrote in his book, in his textbook. Okay. Then once I see, okay, I still have time for this exam, maybe there's still 30 minutes, then I can expand from my own knowledge on what I was asked to divine.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, so now you own your own business.
Yep.
You run Happy Day Auto Care,
yeah. Right?
Tell us about the name. Happy Day. You just want people to be happy.
Not about happy, because a bad car can give you a very bad
day. I like that.
You understand?
Like that. So how did you start your company? And, you know, what's the move from you working with someone and then moving on to having your own company?
Firstly, like I earlier said, I studied from a company first, then also from my dad, you understand? So I was able to put some curriculums together and okay, actually this can actually stand out for a company standard. So that was how I just, I need to come up with a name, you understand? And from there, that was how I kicked off.
Great. So how has it been working out so far in terms of finance, you know? Is it sustainable? Is it something you think young people can look to go into, you know, being young, you know, having an auto care shop like that?
Generally, since the environment is automobile repair generally, I would suggest, because it's a very large environment, you need to start small in terms of there are different aspects, different stages. Just pick a particular line in automobile, then start off from there. From there, you can expand. Like maybe, for example, you can only learn or start from diagnostics or engine services, transmission services, all those kind of things, tune-ups. You can start from that. In fact, there are big companies also that only deals with that only. So you can actually pick a small section of automobile repairs and start from there. Wow. Then from there, you can keep expanding.
So, I mean, so why do we always just focus on the go to school and be a doctor, a lawyer, do business admin, when there are things like this people can do? I mean, look at you, you are fresh and fun. I can tell that you're making lots of money from this. But let's move back to you talking about the Your can
diagnostic scanner.
Yeah, so you were saying it's divided into different parts, right?
Yeah, normally I said this actually communicates with your vehicle and picks up information.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Vivian.
Great. Vivian, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jos.
Oh, interesting. Do you have any question for our guests or for me, or you have comments?
I just want to say that I like your show.
Thank you so much, Vivian.
Maybe all the people that used to advise to entrepreneurs, to business, they can be giving us money because everybody has been advising. Nobody said that they will give us money to start that.
Okay, you want them to give you money?
Yes, now if you advise somebody like in the Igbo people, they do training for you. They will give you money. They say, oh yeah, go and start. This one, they will just be talking. They will just be talking.
Okay, great. But you have to train first and, be an apprentice, right? And then they now give you money at the end of your service, when you're done serving them. All right, thanks so much, Vivian, for joining us. She mentioned something very interesting, and I picked from that. She was talking about the Easterners and the way they do their own kind of business, in which you serve with a master. After 5 or 10 years, you now move to owning your own business. And then the master now in turn pays you something for you to start your own business. What do you think about that process? And it's been used even internationally, that style for startup for young people has been used, and it's been case study all over the world, where you train someone for a couple of years, and then when they start their own, you pay them, you give them some money for them to start their own business. What do you think about practicing this nationwide?
Practicing that kind of system, it's a very good system. It works also. It works very fast.
It's great.
It's great.
So you'd be happy if you worked before, you were with someone, and then you served a couple of years. Where you worked before, I didn't mean you left. As you left there now, they give you money to start your own. Would you love it?
It would be nice.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. But I think the difference is, like where I served before I started, I had to pay. You understand?
Okay.
A lot of sacrifice.
You
paid. Yeah.
Okay.
You understand?
You paid money to learn.
You paid.
Wow. All right. Now I was saying something. Our time is fast spent. Before we round up now, I'm just going to show us. We have some problems. When we drive our cars, we see some things on our dashboard and we don't know what they mean. Can you just walk us through some of the problems that people encounter with their cars and just provide a solution quickly, just in case someone is having an issue now or they've had before and they would love to learn from you?
Yeah, definitely. Different lights on the dashboard actually to indicate a fault in the system, some faults. Though there are some, like if it's green, it's nice, but if it's brown, like the check engine light, the ABS lights, the traction lights, those kind of lights, what you should do is, once they come on, they are telling you there's a particular fault in that particular system. So you don't just gamble and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do to fix the light. The first thing you should do is to run a diagnostic scan. That is the standard thing you have to do.
So don't just think you know it.
Don't just think you know it. Even though you take it to a technician and he's telling you, oh, I will just do this. No. That light is there for you to run a diagnostic scan on it, for you to know why that light comes on. Because more than 1,001 things can cause that light to come on. So imagine a particular mechanic having an idea of just 5 that causes that light to come on, and he tells you, this light comes on, okay, this is what I will do, and it goes off. No. The first thing you need to do is to run a scan. It's just like you go to a doctor now, you're telling him, I have a headache. And the doctor is telling you, just go and take this. Without
knowing what is wrong
running
with
tests to you, examine you, understand?
Quickly now, just tell us, what is your most fun moment doing this? We're just going to round up quickly after this. Your most fun moment doing this, or your most embarrassing moment being a business owner? Have you ever fixed a car and then you just spoiled the car and then maybe something happened and you have to pay? Just run us through that quickly.
The funny thing about this profession is your clients laugh with you because you actually can produce. You actually give results. When things start changing around, turning around, that's when you see their true colors.
So there are two sides to a customer. It's been Offscript with Tosin. the CEO, Happy Day Auto Care, who's been with us. Thanks so much for joining us. Until the next time when I come your way, this is Offscript, and you always tune in to learn everything possible, discussing different issues. I'd love to say that I look forward to a day when the power of love will supersede the love for power. I love you. Yes, you. Share the love. Just make the world a better place. Bye-bye.